Apologies for being late. My girlfriend had an accident yesterday and I had to take her to the hospital. So yeah, basically I actually work with the Kigamboni Community Centre, the guys who have the flat tyre. I haven't been very involved with the Living Lab aspect, so I'll let them talk about that when they get here. But I was talking to Juka because I actually started a new project about 6 months ago called Lab Africa. And for some reason I hadn't connected the dots that Lab Africa was kind of a living lab as well. So I sort of shared the website with Juka, and he said I should come along today and talk about this and see how it fits. So basically, my background has been in social enterprise development and leadership development for young people for about 6 or 7 years. I lived in Dar es Salaam and Kigamboni for the last 3 years. And during that time, I was meeting more and more people who had ideas for projects that could lead to social change in their communities. And they had nowhere really to go to get any support to make it happen. So I've had this idea in my head for a while, this thing called Lab Africa, which is basically a kind of hub for social entrepreneurs. So the idea is that we bring people together. We offer training and support, kind of incubation for people who have ideas of specific projects that they want to start. And then also we will be inviting people in to share ideas and generate ideas together of how to solve other kind of problems collectively, with the hope that some social enterprise, social business ideas come out of that and they can be moved forward as well. So it's very early stages. I've been piloting a training program with 9 Tanzanian ladies and gentlemen since July. Basically these were all guys that had ideas for things that they wanted to do and weren't sure really how to go about it. We did some interviews, selected these 9 guys, been working with them for 7 months. So the main activities at the moment has been this training program. So we were meeting every Saturday. We covered all sorts of basic kind of business planning skills, everything from financial management to business plan development, budgeting, social media marketing, all this kind of thing. And then in January we finished that weekly training, and we're now doing more kind of one-to-one support. So I'm working with each of these 9 guys individually, and then they're meeting together now as a peer group to help kind of discuss and problem solve and things like that. So the plan is to run that through to the end of the year, and then in July I'd like to create a kind of physical space, not massively dissimilar to here, I guess. Kind of open space. There'll be a cafe probably attached to it, so it'll be income generating itself. And then we'll be running these events and then these trainings and things there at the same time. Ultimately, I guess the long-term vision is to to basically get this model so it's working, and then try and set up another one. And then once we've got 2, hopefully we'll have solved understood a lot about it, and then we can start to replicate a bit more. When Brent was here from our labs, we talked a lot about Lab Africa and about our labs, and it seems like we're doing kind of similar things and similar interests. So as I say, I don't know if this fits as a living lab, but I'm really interested to hear what you guys are all doing today and see what happens. Is that okay? Cool. Oh, one success story. So I guess of the 9 people that have come so far, the sort of, I guess the biggest success that we've had so far is a guy called Ngwana, who had finished university, wasn't really sure what to do. But when I met him and he came to talk to me, he was saying that there was a real issue that he was seeing in his community of kind of alcoholism. So people, men basically spending too much time drinking, and then thought that kind of habit and that addiction was causing problems back in the house, both in terms of sort of the relationships in the family, but also in terms of money that was coming in was getting spent on alcohol instead of on school fees and things like that. So he came, had this idea, and basically through the program turned it into this kind of business plan. And he's now registered an NGO, which is focusing on tackling this alcoholism, and he's actually paying for it. He's setting up these 2 businesses on the side, one of which is a Makuti business, so getting the kind of Makuti panels to do roofing and things like that. So they make and sell those, and then the money from that goes into run the actual project. And his longer term plan is once that business is up and running properly, for a big part of the problem with these guys often is that they're unemployed and they've got nowhere to go. So he's hoping to be able to bring them into the businesses as they start to rehabilitate, so then they can all become this nice. So